ever had that friend in your life, every time y'all hang out, they ain't never got no money? You gotta pay their way for everything. They always need a ride. They always borrowing money. They need to borrow an outfit. Something is always bad happening to them in their life. Now, these people aren't bad people. They're just going through a bad time. And a lot of times, you may believe that it's your job to be the solution for them. You want to be a good friend. You want to be a good son. You want to be a good brother. You want to be a good cousin. You want to be a good husband. You want to be a good boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? You want to be a good wife. And you want to be there for these people. You want to help support them. You want to help them. You want to be the solution to their problems. But sometimes you might be the problem. You ever heard of something called enabling? That's what you might be doing. You might be enabling this person to not evolve. Sometimes people need to learn the lesson. They need to go through it and they need to suffer. That sounds terrible. Who wants their loved ones to suffer? I don't want my loved ones to suffer, but sometimes they need to suffer because what's going to happen is they're going to learn. Some people have to learn the hard way. And if we continue to protect people from suffering and falling on their face, if you're always there to catch them, they're not going to figure out that they can't move the way they've been moving. They're not going to figure out that they need to make an adjustment. They're going to say things like, you know what? It always seemed to work out. They say, God got me. No, nigga, I got you. And I'm tired of it. This isn't about anybody personally in my life today. It may have been several different people in my life throughout the years of my life, people close to me and people not close to me. It could be an employee that you work with who's always not doing what they're supposed to do. And instead of letting things kind of fall apart and that person being held accountable, you always cover them, which is not a bad thing in itself. It's a good thing to cover people. It's a good thing to have people back, absolutely. But at the same time, that person will never change. They're not going to grow. They're not going to figure out that they have to do things differently. Reminds me of a story. I shouldn't say story. It reminds me of a situation. It's not a story, it's real life. I lived it. I was having a conversation with a young lady, and she was telling me about her significant other and how they had got into an argument about her significant other having an attitude for the way that, you know, she had spoken to him in her efforts to help him not be late for work. He was oversleeping. She was waking him up and trying to get him motivated. She was trying to motivate him to get up so that he wouldn't be late for work. Because if he was late for work, the worst thing that could happen, he could lose his job, which would negatively impact her significant other's life, and also it would negatively impact her life. Now, she wanted me to take her side because she said, listen, I got his back. I'm not going to let him fall. I'm going to catch him. I said, no, sis, you got to let him fall. She looked at me like, what? What? Let him fall? I said, absolutely. She said, what if he lost his job? We could lose everything. I said, so be it. But I was like, I guarantee you, he'll never do it again. He has to learn the lesson the hard way. He has to figure it out. Sometimes bad things happen into people's lives because there might be something else for you, but you're holding on to something that ain't for you. I don't think y'all get it. Sometimes God will mess up your life so that he could give you the life that you're supposed to have. It's true. You'll feel like your life is getting blew up. You'll be like, why are things not going right? Why are things always not going right? It's because you ain't right. Things aren't going right because you ain't right. Get right. If you don't get right, somebody is going to get you right. Let me tell you something. It's good and bad. The last person you want to get you right is God. It's good because it's effective, because when he put his hand on it, when he got it, you know what, I got to get involved. When God be like, I got to get involved, guess what's going to happen? It's going to be effective. You will get right. But you saw what happened to Moses, right? Moses went up into the mountain. He came back down. He had aged significantly. When God got to correct you, it could put some stress on your life. I'm saying. That's the hard way. He going to get you there. When you start seeing your life ain't going right, probably because you ain't right. Get your life. You need to make some adjustments. I'm saying look in the mirror. I'm saying reflect. I'm saying maybe you need to jot down some notes. Maybe you were a slow learner. Maybe you wasn't one of the, maybe you was a D student. Maybe your reading comprehension, so it's not reading comprehension, it's life comprehension. Maybe your life comprehension is trash. Maybe you don't pick up things fast. I'm not judging you. I'm similar. I'm hard-headed. I absolutely bump my head many times in life. So I can relate. I can absolutely relate. But I just wanted to share that thought. In conclusion, it might be time to give up on that person that is always a problem, always a burden, always an anchor. I shouldn't say give up. It might be time to walk away or take a few steps back so they can figure something out. Because you might be part of their problem. You might be a part of their problem. And when they figure it out, you guys can come back together. But if they never figure it out, something we all got to get comfortable with, and that's the idea that we not all gonna make it. We not all gonna make it. Everybody not going to heaven. Y'all know that, right? You know, if you're Christian, the Bible says broad and spacious is the road leading off into destruction, and many are on it. Narrow is the road leading to life, and few are on it. That's a fact. So few people gonna make it. Most people are not. It's in the Bible, if you believe that. If God can't save them, what make you think you can? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? God gonna save what's his. Take it how you want to take it. Not to get overly religious and quoting the Bible. It is one of the best books ever written. However, that's my 2 cents. These are some of my thoughts that I have on a periodic basis. I'm just sharing. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if I'm off. Let me know if y'all feeling what I'm talking about. And stay tuned for the next video. Prince Amir, I'm out. Peace.